welcome back to Tierra Shontia, and I'm here with my labor and delivery unplanned emergency C-section cesarean story. My, such an experience. But disclaimer, if you hear some baby noise and grunts in the background, that is baby girl. She is fighting her sleep. So I may have to cut the video short, or I may have to grab her and she may be a part of the video. So much happened that of course I have notes, so I'm gonna be referring back to that. But baby girl was born February 2nd at 6:07 p.m. She was 7 pounds 10 ounces, 19.5 inches long, and healthy. She was healthy. So I was admitted to the hospital on Friday, February 1st. However, her due date was the 16th. So she was 2 weeks early and my nerves was shot. So I went to my regular 37-week appointment because I wouldn't be 38 weeks until February 2nd. So my appointment got canceled because it was like really bad weather that Tuesday. So it was changed to that Friday, the 1st. My blood pressure was really high. Make sure you check out my week 33 through 38 update because I tell you like how high my blood pressure was and things like that. And that my doctor sent me immediately to the hospital, so I didn't have anything packed, no bags ready, no bags in the car, no car seat in the car, nothing. Like, we weren't prepared. So hubby and I went to the hospital. They could not get my blood pressure, or I couldn't get my blood pressure to lower. So I had to stay. I had to beg them for me to take a shower because I had been at work all day. I was starving because I ate lunch at 12:30. It was now 6:30. I think I got admitted around 6:30. So I'm like starving, bad mood, nervous, want my blood pressure to lower so I can go home. But at this point, I don't know I'm not going home. I just think that I have to stay until they get it lowered. So I begged them for a shower, took a shower, had to put a towel down in the shower because I didn't have any shower shoes. I didn't have any soap. I had to use hospital soap, hospital lotion, hospital deodorant, hospital toothbrush, toothpaste, everything. Like, I just wanted to go home. So my attitude was terrible. Luckily, my nurse, Tiffany, hey Tiffany, was the best. She had me laughing. I cracked jokes with her. Like, she was awesome sauce, right? So hubby got back. He spent the night. And I was just in the bed, which is not comfortable. Pretty much had to lay on my side because they had to monitor baby girl's heart rate the entire time. And unfortunately, I had to pee every hour. So that was a struggle because every time I got back in the bed, they had to readjust the heart rate machine. So hubby had to go to work at 8 o'clock that morning. So around 10:30 that morning, my nurse left at 7, like Tiffany, my BFF in my mind, left at 7 a.m. So 7 p.m., 7 a.m. she left. So around 10:30, that nurse that came in at 7 pretty much was like, oh my God, every time you get up and use the restroom, the heart rate machine for the baby, we can't find the heart rate. You know, it's too much. If you get an epidural, you won't have to go to the restroom every hour. You'll have a catheter. You won't have to move. You'll be more comfortable. And at this point, my doctor was coming in the wee hours of the morning to check me. So my father-in-law had to leave out of the room. But it was so uncomfortable. And I had only gotten to 4 centimeters the entire time I was there. So from about 7 p.m. Friday the 1st all the way until Saturday morning the 2nd at 10 o'clock a.m. I was only 4 centimeters that entire time, and she wasn't dropping, and it hurt like you know what to be checked. So I didn't want to get the epidural. I've always been fearful of them. I've always been fearful of hospitals and surgeries, any type of surgeries, and overnight stays at hospitals, all the above. Anything hospital related, I was fearful of. So I just talked to my mom about it, and I cried a little bit, got the epidural. Of course, the doctor is like, it's gonna feel like a bee sting. I'm like, sir, never had a bee sting. You know, I've gotten steroid shots in my foot. Does it feel like that? He's like, it feels It doesn't feel quite like that. Steroid shots feel worse. So I'm like, okay, I know I cursed when I got my steroid shot. So if it doesn't feel like that, I should be fine, right? Well, I didn't know you get stuck like 3 times with the epidural. I thought it was 1 needle 1 time. No, it was 3 different pokes. And the medicine going into your body is uncomfortable. So I really didn't like the feel of that. I wasn't mentally prepared for that. Got the epidural. Afterwards, it was fine. I wish my husband was there, but he wasn't. But they would have made him leave out the room anyway, probably. So the nurse was in front of me. My mom wasn't there, so I was like in my feelings. I was emotional the whole day. So that was like 10:30. Got my epidural. Told hubby, like, you know, I text him or whatever. So I was relaxed. The bed wasn't so uncomfortable because I was pretty much numb. But when my doctor came in to check me to see if I dilated and things like that, I had to help them lift my leg, which my leg was numb, like dead weight. So that was ridiculous, trying to help the nurses hold my legs up. So my cervix was about 75–80%, doctor said, which progress was moving so slowly. The blood pressure medicine really had my head pounding, like I had the worst headache ever. So by the time my hubby got off at 4, my mother-in-law left. He ended up having to go home to get more clothes to spend the night and to get some more stuff for me because everything wasn't picked up Friday night. So he went home. So around 5:30 p.m., like an hour after he got off, I was told that I probably would have to have a cesarean. I boo-hooed. I cried. I called my mom. I was panicking. I didn't want a cesarean. I've always been afraid of surgery, like I told you. So, hubby was on the phone getting certain items. And then the nurse came back in the room. So he was like, you know, I'm on my way. So nurse was like, okay, we're going to have to do this C-section. It's going to start in about 15 minutes. How far is your husband? And I was like, you know, he should be here before 15 minutes is up. Baby smiling. So she's like, okay. So I just texted him and was like, C-section. Like, that's all I could say. So called my mom back and told her, like, yeah, they're going to do the C-section in 15 minutes. He's not back yet. I'm scared. I don't want to do it. I'm by myself. I don't know what to do. I don't want to have surgery. I was like hysterical. My mom was really calm on the phone, by the way. And 15 minutes passed. I put my phone down. So everything was left in the room. My purse, all my belongings, everything, right? So they wheeled me out of there. And they took me in the operating room. It was like 9 people in there, if not more. They let me get my glasses on. She was like, I was going to have to remove my rings, but I told her that my fingers were swollen. So, like, I wouldn't be able to pull them off. So, one of the doctors was like, you know, they'll just put something over my hand, which they never did. But they had the sheet or curtain up, so I couldn't see anything, of course. And everything after that was kind of fuzzy. I remember hearing them say that my husband was outside and they had to prep him in the clothes and that he could have his phone and that he could take pictures. He just couldn't record until after baby came out. I remember that. So I started crying again. I was like, he's not going to have his phone because I felt like he was going to like leave his phone with the rest of his belongings. Like, you know, whatever he brought from the house, he wasn't going to have it on him. And I was like so sad because I had not taken pictures. I hadn't vlogged. I was like so miserable from Friday when I had to go, found out I had to go to the hospital because of my blood pressure and the preeclampsia. I was like miserable. So I didn't have my phone out. I didn't record any of that portion of life. So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get the birth of my baby. So I don't remember him coming in the room or saying anything to me. The next thing I remember is feeling tugging, pulling, some discomfort. Hubby said I was saying ow. I don't remember that. I remember them holding her up to like the curtain part, but I couldn't remember what she looked like. I remember them holding her up to me. I do not remember them bringing her to my face at all. Like, I was completely out of it. I don't remember anything else after that. The next thing I remember is being in the post-op room, Tiffany being there, and my husband. Familiar faces, right? So they were the only two in the room, and baby. So I don't know who tried to give baby to me, if it was Tiffany or if it was another nurse or who it was, but I was like, I wasn't ready. Like, the first time I saw my child, I wanted to be completely in tune with what was going on. I kind of wanted the medication to wear off a little bit, so I wasn't ready. So a couple of minutes passed, I was fine. They gave me baby girl. We did skin to skin. She latched on perfectly, and I held her the whole time, took a couple of pictures, and then we waited about an hour before we could be moved to the post-delivery room. Hubby went and got all of my belongings. Nothing was stolen, praise God, because my purse was left out. So everything was well. I was still numb. Didn't feel any pain or anything like that. Maybe after a couple of hours is when I started feeling discomfort and asked for some pain medicine. A couple of hours after that, the right side of my incision was burning like heck. Oh my God, it was burning so bad I had to get an ice pack. I couldn't feel the left side, but the right side was hurting really, really bad. So the ice pack helped. I kept getting ice packs. I was so dehydrated, so thirsty. And that Friday night, after I got admitted and I took a shower, Tiffany did give me some graham crackers and some apple juice. Oh my God, praise God, because I was starving, okay? Saturday I didn't get anything to eat, and I didn't have her until 6:07 p.m., so starving once again. I didn't eat. I didn't have anything to eat since lunchtime Friday the 1st, except the graham crackers and the apple juice. So, besides the right side of my incision burning, where they had the needle in my hand, of course that burn, that was so uncomfortable. I don't know if it was put in wrong or what, but that area was sore. When I touch it, it's still a little tender, and it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, it was really, really sore and tender, and it hurt. I hated to move it. I hated to pull all the cords and things to the bathroom. I was glad when they took the catheter out. That was a little uncomfortable, but it wasn't, as intense as the epidural or anything like that. Glad when I got that out. So I was going to the restroom Sunday. Like I said, I had her on Saturday. So I was going to the restroom on my own on Sunday. I had my first bowel movement on Sunday. I was afraid to be, up and down on the toilet because the toilet was really low. But, I took my time, did everything slowly. Getting in and out of the bed was a challenge, but not too difficult. I'm trying to position myself to eat or to hold her and things like that was a little challenging, but it wasn't, terrible. Monday, I felt, much better. I was walking much better. Of course, a little, slumped over. You don't want to straighten up too much with that cut down there because, like, I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't really know how far down it was. I was new to the whole C-section. Like, I didn't Google or look any information up about them because my plan wasn't to have one. So I was totally clueless about it. But Monday, everything went well. Of course, the food was disgusting. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, just nasty. But hubby was able to get, food here and there. And I didn't eat Saturday until like 11 o'clock that night. Like, I didn't have an appetite after I had her. Like, all I was focused on was her. She was here. She was healthy. I made it out of surgery. Like, that's all my mind was focused on, right? So I didn't eat until 11 o'clock p.m. after I had her, which was crazy because I was starving. Oh my God, I was so hungry. But yeah, everything went well on Monday. I was discharged around 1:30. Able to get, take my wash up, get myself dressed. I just wore a scarf. I had a unit with me, another unit. I didn't put it on. I was like, no, like I just had a whole surgery. Like, I can care less what my hair look like. I can care less if I don't have brows on, whatever, right? So my father-in-law came up there before we were discharged, and yeah, we went home. I was glad to be home. but I couldn't get in our bed because it was too high. My mom ended up bringing me a step stool, which helped a lot, but it was better for me to just sleep on the couch. The only thing about our sofa or our sectional is it was hurting my neck, you know, my back, my shoulder, and I didn't realize that. And also, I was elevating my feet, which were the size of Fiona's from Shrek. My feet, my ankles, my hands, everything was swollen. It looked terrible. They hurt. Even when I touched my feet, it hurt. When I showered and used my towel to clean my feet, it hurt. Just everything hurt, you know, my feet and my ankle wise. And I couldn't make a fist. That was really painful. So I was really swollen from all the fluids. And it took a good 7 days to go down. So I got home that Monday, you know, difficulties with, you know, getting on and off the couch and, you know, lifting her and getting used to holding her regularly in your arm. So, you know, that hurts your wrist and things like that until you can get used to it. And her first appointment was Wednesday, and hubby and I did not find a pediatrician for her. Like, I didn't have a clue that I needed to already have a pediatrician before I was released from the hospital. So 2 different pediatricians came in and introduced themselves to us, and I chose one of the pediatricians which one of the nurses or the baby nurse recommended her to me before she even came and introduced herself, and I actually liked her when she came in and talked to us. So she saw her on Wednesday. Now, baby was born at 7:10, and when we went to her first appointment, she was 6.85. She pretty much wasn't getting everything she needed from my breast milk. So I had already got my pump. It was mailed to me through my insurance. I had already pumped a bottle, took it to the appointment. The doctor fed her in the, you know, doctor's office, and she drank all of it, burped her, everything. So she just told me to just pump. So that's what I was doing instead of allowing her to latch. I just pumped because I wanted her to get back to her birth weight. And she was down more than 10%. So I had to get her back up. So I had a follow-up appointment that Friday, and also my first appointment was Friday. So we went to her appointment first. They weighed her. She was 7'3", so she wasn't back up to her birth weight. So I had to come back again. They said Monday or Tuesday of the following week to measure her again. So I went to my appointment, and they took my staples out, which the nurse told me that it wasn't going to hurt and I wasn't going to have to make a noise. Lies, lies, lies. Now, I feel like the area was really sore and tender because while my mom was here for that week, I laughed. Oh my God, we laughed. We told jokes. We had a good time. Oh my God, I laughed so hard and it hurt. Lord, it hurt. Even when I coughed, oh my God, it hurt so bad. So I figured that's why the staples hurt so much when she removed them. I did have to make noise. I did have to say ow. I did have to breathe. Woo, she told me I was too tense. She couldn't take them out if I was tense. Like, it wasn't a good experience. I wasn't prepared for it to feel like that. And I counted about 15 staples. So, got those out. I forgot to ask to be weighed. I still don't know how much I weigh. And I don't go back to the doctor until March 12th. She goes back March 11th. So, yeah, I don't know how much I weigh right now. That's not a priority for me. I did lose a lot of my belly. I still looked pregnant afterwards. A couple of days later, I looked about 6 months pregnant. And then after the first week, I looked about 3 months pregnant. Right now, my stomach has gone down tremendously. But I do have my waist trainer on hand, waiting for me to get cleared by my doctor. The area between my navel and my scar is still tender, still sore. Even when I touch it gently, it's still sore. So I don't know how women waist train and go to the gym before they're 6 weeks, but don't let those Instagram people fool you, especially if they had a cesarean, because that area is still tender. It was staples on the outside of my stomach, and there was stitches on the inside per my doctor. So the inside and the outside is sore and swollen and still hurts. And a baby was pulled out of there. And like I said, I had about 15 staples. And the area is so small. Like, literally, it's about this big. And she was 7'10". Like, she was almost 8 pounds. and she was 19 and a half inches long. So they forced a huge baby out of a little bitty area. So like I said, do not let people fool you. If people had a cesarean, they are not walking around with no waist trainer on. They are not in the gym. They are posting those videos and those pictures for those sponsorships, and they are taking that crap right off. Trust me. Because I tried on my waist trainer last night, and my baby is 2 weeks, and I had to take it right back off. I just wanted to make sure I could at least snap all of them so that when my swelling goes down a little bit more, it'll fit a little better and it won't be so tight. But my belly is still sore and tender. I had to take it back off immediately. Okay, so I'm giving you the truth, the real. Don't let these people fool you. Okay, that's major surgery. I've had a lot of people, especially Coretta Nicole, hey Coretta, tell me take it easy, don't do a lot, don't move around too much. But my mom has health issues. You know, it's only a certain amount she can lift and things like that and do. Hubby, you know, was at work. So I was doing too much. I was trying to clean, trying to get things out of my mom's way, trying to do stuff for baby. Doing a lot, doing way too much. So that may be another reason why it was painful to get my staples out, and why it took so long for my swelling to go down. But swelling went down. Feet are back normal. I'm still wearing like slippers and slides, so I haven't been anywhere to put on regular shoes. Before baby, I was 8, 8.5, a 9 if it was a boot. Then while I was pregnant, I moved up to 9, 9.5. And then when my feet were swollen, a 10. The 10 that I purchased after I had her, I went to Target one night, and I shouldn't have. I was in there an hour walking around getting groceries, getting like stuff for her. And I was in so much pain. I had to come home and take pain medicine. Oh my God. And they did give me a prescription of Percocet, if I didn't mention that. And the pediatrician just told me that that medicine could affect why she was sleeping so much and not wanting to wake up to eat, or waking up when she peed or pooped. So I got off of that immediately and just got some Tylenol, which did not help. Tylenol is garbage. Ibuprofen worked perfectly the week after she was born. So after she was a week. But yeah, I was in Target way too long, walking around, doing too much. But at day 10 is when I felt so much better. So that's when that was, when I went to Target. Day 10, I was like, I can conquer the world. I can go to Target. No, my body was not ready. So day 10, I was about 80% better. Day 14 was Valentine's Day. I was pretty much 95%, you know, better. So right now, with her turning 3 weeks in a couple of days, you know, I feel a lot better. The area, like I said, between my navel and the incision is still sore and tender, especially when I touch it. I'm still using antibacterial soap for my incision. The tape that the nurse put on after she removed the staples, she said take that off after a week if they don't come off on their own. They didn't come off in the shower, so I had to pull them off. Of course, it was sticky, so it didn't feel the best, but it didn't hurt either. So I'm still using antibacterial soap to clean the area. The incision doesn't hurt, burn, or anything like that. Only that swollen area is tender. And I'm using alcohol to clean the area once or twice a day, depending on how I feel. I did recently, a couple of days ago, just start sitting on the floor and stretching and things like that. I was not like Queen a week after having a C-section, lifting my legs up in the air, hopping on my husband, straddling him. No, okay? I don't know what kind of pain medicine she was on in that video, but she had to be on something, because I didn't even want to get up off the couch, okay? Let alone open my legs or anything else. So y'all don't you let social media trick you now. Just make sure you try to mentally prepare in the event you have an emergency C-section, okay? When you get home, just try to relax And if you don't have anyone there to help you, just take your time getting off the couch or out of the bed. Take your time going to the restroom. Take your time. Use your pillow to guard your stomach. If you have to cough, just be mindful that you have internal soreness and tenderness, and as well as external. Just be careful, be mindful, take it easy. And if you have to stay in the hospital more than 2 days, please stay in there. My insurance would allow me to stay 4 days, but I was only in there 2. And in my mind, I was like, well, I've been here since Friday. I'm ready to go. But I didn't have her to Saturday, so I technically should have stayed until Tuesday. But I was ready to come home, and I should have stayed that extra day because that would have been a full day of healing. So, yeah, that's pretty much my story. Oh, my God. Labor and delivery is not a fairy tale, y'all, especially having a major surgery like that. And I don't know how YouTubers come on here after a week to do a video. Like, my baby will be 3 weeks Saturday. Today is Friday. Like, my days are still confused. Like, oh my God, time is flying, but my days are I'm still confused. But yeah, she'll be 3 weeks on tomorrow. So I don't know how people are doing these videos so soon. They have to have a lot of help at home. Have to, because changing her diaper and changing her clothes, and she's fighting me because she don't want to put her arm through the shirt, and getting her to burp without falling asleep, getting her to sleep without, you know, holding her the whole time is a challenge. So the fact that people are spitting out these videos, y'all the real MVP. So as always, don't forget to rate, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see more mommy and me videos, then you know what to do. Bye, loves.